they actually have that. They actually have a provider. You know, like my provider is Cox. That's who I have. My provider is Verizon. Like, these are my providers and I pay for them. So really I'm providing for them. So yes, no, like I don't have that option. So for my whole life, I've been, not my whole life, but like the relationships I've been in, it's always been like, I mean, I would monetarily, like I was always the bread maker because, you know, I worked at the hospital, like I had good benefits. So it was always never like a thing for me to be like, oh, I need a man with money. And I don't make that much money, but I guess the ones that I attracted at the time or what I was into, like I was into the bad boy. I was into like, oh, I don't care. Love is love. Like, I don't know. So I just kind of, I don't even know what it feels like to be taken care of. Right. So anyways, I sometimes feel like that scorpion because I am vulnerable. I do have a vulnerability, but I'm so busy like snapping. They have snappers. I'm so busy snapping and like wagging my fucking scorpion tail and shit like that I am blocking any vulnerability coming my way. So, and like, I don't know. I feel like I don't have that emotion right now. Like, there's nothing in me that says I want to be in love, right? Nothing. And there's always that dude, right? There's always that guy that's like, why you single? What's your problem? I'm single because I don't want to date people like you, you know? Like, that's kind of like where I'm at. Like, I already know kind of predominantly what I attract, right? Like, it's going to be, or what I like, right? I always want the bad guy. I always want the dude that's like unattainable or emotionally unavailable. And I feel like that's also another snapper. You know, it's another thing that like pushes me away from being vulnerable is that I choose the emotionally unavailable man because it's a way to stay away from being vulnerable. And once I sense that I'm being put on the back burner, or once I sense that I'm not getting the same energy reciprocated back to me, I am quick to be like, 123 Block Central, how can I help you? I am not for it. I am done. I don't want to play your game. I have too much other things to put my energy into that I'm not going to sit here and like wait for you to call me or, you know, play that female role of like, I want her to call me. I want her to chase me. I'm not going to do all that. I might be chasing you and I might actually run into somebody else. So I'm not trying to play your game and like, I don't want to do that. So when it comes down to that, that's also another snapper that's like pushing me away from being vulnerable or falling for somebody or wanting love because I don't know. It's just not there. I don't see it as attractive anymore to be in love or to be wooed by one person. And I'm not saying I'm polygamous. I'm not saying that I am going to be single for the rest of my life. But as of right now, I am not vulnerable. Like I can't do it. And you know, I've been told this a lot, like, oh, you're super independent, but I'll let you know guys don't like that. If I'm not independent, who's going to take care of me? I'm the taker care of my kids. Like, I'm the one that pays for the bills. I'm the one that gets them to school. I'm the one that gets them their haircuts. I'm the one that does this A, B, C, and D, and E. That I need to be masculine. I need to be a man sometimes. Like, as fucked up as that sounds, right? Because I am a girl. I have boobs. I have feelings. I'm a girl. I have emotions. But I think that I've become both and no disrespect to the father of my children. He does what he can when he can. But I am, I do the haircuts. I do the talking about deep things. I do the going to their school and like, being a PTA mom. Like these things I have to do to make my life run the way I want it to run. Right? So when someone's like, oh, you're too independent, or you should probably let yourself be vulnerable to people and maybe open up a little bit. No, because I don't have the time to be vulnerable. And I don't want to put myself in a position where I'm going to have to be like, oh man, is he fucking cheating on me again? Like I don't want to have to deal with that. Like to me, and I've seen so many fucked up situations in the last few years of people cheating and of people being dishonest and unhappy, that being in a relationship doesn't look good to me anymore. It doesn't look, it's not very like desirable, right? Because I don't see that many love stories anymore that end with a happy ending. I see a few, like my sister and her husband, like I think that they definitely have a soulmate connection, but like not everyone's going to get that. So, and I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to say is that like I've been kind of not using my emotions, that I'm losing my emotions, right? Because if you don't use it, you lose it. And I don't want to be in that position that a lot of people are in, where they're like, oh, I'm so unhappy, I want to get out of this. Or, oh, I like that girl, but I'm with this girl and I don't want to be that guy. But it's like, you're already that guy because you're thinking of doing it. You're thinking of being with somebody else. Like you might as well just go, because you're silently hurting that person. So, fuck, I don't know. It's like, am I thinking about it too much? Right? But then I've been so wrapped up in this podcast. I've been so wrapped up in my kids. I've been wrapped up in my new job. I have, I resell on Amazon. I have like a business to run. Like these are things that like I have to like think about. So adding like a component into there that might give me drama, that might cause me stress, that might play the feminine role and wants to be chased, then look, I can't have that part in my life. And no one can promise me that that won't happen. So I guess I'm just going to be single forever. I honestly don't fucking know, man. It's crazy. But also, maybe I'm just not opening myself up to it, right? Because I meet somebody and immediately I already like put up this like shield of like, oh, I already know who you are. I've kind of been through this. Like, I already know this is going to end the way it's going to end, So it's also that I could be like, I could just be putting myself in a position where I'm not